Welcome to Mitten Music.
Season 4, Raw, Live, and Authentic. A special From the Vault episode with Jacob Betts from the American Hotel System, based out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. This was recorded back at the end of 2023 when we interviewed Jacob Betts from the American Hotel System. This particular story is about his brain injury that he had while he was going to college. Check out the previous episodes of the American Hotel System in our library.
And then I suffered a traumatic brain injury.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa, I didn't think things were going to get any worse.
Yeah. Suffered traumatic brain injury then couldn't talk.
Whoa.
For how long?
Oh, I I went to rehab for like 6 months.
I thought you were going to say like 6 hours.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, that wasn't
That's not that bad. I went to rehab
6
for about
months?
6 months. It was
Holy-
4 times a week.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What happened? Like,
This is so lame.
oh,
I slipped on ice.
it just smacked your head?
I smacked my head.
Wow.
You're
Pavement.
kidding.
Yeah.
Oh.
Middle of January.
Oh my gosh.
School parking lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you? I feel like I'm an American saying, "Did you sue
Did
him?"
you sue him? No.
Because who wants to sue the school system?
That's right,
That
yeah.
has no money.
Yeah.
It's trying to hopefully trying to help you.
Yeah, I was on my way to mentor. Well, one of the classes I was in, I had to mentor a third grader. So I was on my way to mentor this third grader, and I would wake up early. I was an early riser, and it was like 6:30 in the morning, and slipped on ice. They hadn't had a chance to salt the parking lot
Right,
yet.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
So you injured. How did that injury impact anything that you had been doing?
I, by the grace of God, was still able to do college
Okay.
against my doctor's orders.
Oh.
She looked at me one time. She said, "Yeah, okay. Well, so I had the injury in January, and I actually had delayed post-concussive syndrome. So it took time to develop,
What?
and
What was going on?
yeah.
Okay.
So the initial, you hit your head, you have a TBI, those initial things, dizziness, disorientation, whatever, memory issues. But then the speech problems started.
Later.
The first time I ever had anything like that happen, they thought I was having a stroke. Like I went to the hospital.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're like, we have to check you for stroke, because it's like that. Like it feels.
Makes sense.
You have expressive aphasia.
Yeah.
You can't talk, and it's tip of my tongue, and I would get emotional and cry because I couldn't communicate. And
Yeah.
that's terrifying.
Oh my gosh! I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's scary. And I started having seizures.
Ooh.
Because of that brain injury. And so basically, all that to say, you have this pedestal of, ego and pride and arrogance, and then this life-altering thing comes along and goes wham, and smacks you down. Right?
Yeah.
Literally.
And literally, yeah,
Smacked you in the head,
or
right.
I slipped, and that got me off. Off of the pedestal. And, that was, it changed my life. It changed my life. And I really believe it changed my life for the better. Health issues and struggles aside, I think that time allowed me to, if you can't really express yourself verbally,
Yeah.
you can write. And that's when I started writing songs.
Oh.
Because, I started writing songs and I started reading. I hated reading my whole life.
I still hate reading.
That's okay. There's still time.
Maybe it's because I can't read. Maybe I am that bad. No,
most of my unnecessary spending is on books now.
Wow.
So this is my superhero origin story.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's.
I can speed read
You
post brain injury.
You can speed read.
Yes.
What do you consider speed reading?
Well, you do have the speed reading methods, like the classes you can buy that teach you different strategies and stuff.
I didn't even know there were a
No,
thing.
That's a
not.
thing.
I have no idea.
It's like a corporate thing. Like there's
teach you to speed read in 3
That kind of
steps
thing.
with $500.
I think my wife just inherently has that.
yeah.
Really?
No, she does read a lot faster than I do.
And so post brain injury, I woke up one morning and I couldn't do much. but I was like, man, I really want to read. Like, what is wrong with me?
Were you thinking like a comic book or like
no, like a novel? I was like, I want to read a book, novel,
like a Stephen King, like 1,000-page book.
The only thing I had in my house was Harry Potter.
I was gonna say Harry Potter. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So I went and I grabbed it and I read the whole thing in one sitting.
What? Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
After,
gosh.
like the last book
15
when it
minutes.
came out.
Now, granted, the first
15
book is
minutes
the
you read
shortest.
it all.
The first book's the shortest. I mean, there's a chapter in the last Wheel of Time book that's longer than the first Harry Potter book.
Let's not get started on Wheel of Time.
Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, well,
That's a different
don't get me
story.
started on Brandon Sanderson, because I will...
We might need a different podcast to talk about this kind of things. Wow. Fair enough.
That is amazing.
I appreciate
Speed
that's
reading.
awesome.
Sci-fi fantasy, man.
Yes.
And that's his superhero power, maybe. I don't know.
Exactly. And so I picked up the book and I started reading and I read the whole thing.
Bam, 1 hour, done.
And
Whole book.
it was like...
How long did it take you to read Harry Potter?
It was
the first
like
one?
maybe 2 or 3 hours, right? And that was fast.
Not
that
even
was
the
really
day.
fast
Not
for
even
me.
the entire day.
Yeah.
A couple of hours.
I mean, I was burning through it. Like,
You've read a ton of.
it was insane. Like I was like, what is happening? Right? Like I didn't know.
It was a stark difference from before the accident. I'm assuming.
I hated reading.
Like you said, I hate reading.
It was a chore.
I hate reading.
Yeah.
I hate reading with my kids. As
I had
sad
the-
as that is.
I had the ruler, to like go along the line so I wouldn't lose because my mind would wander.
Oh.
I wouldn't even try. Like reading a book, trying to read a book is a foreign concept to me.
Yeah. So I mean, my mind would wander, so I'd have to track, and I'd go, okay, I'd think about, like in high school, I was reading about, in science, I was reading about nuclear reactors and how they work, it was like, okay, whatever, and the Chernobyl disaster in the 80s and blah, 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 and it's going on, and I think to myself, Chernobyl, Call of Duty 4 has that Chernobyl mission and in Pripyat and all that, in my mind, and then 2.5 pages later, I read a weird line that's like, and that's why this is applied. I'm like, whoa. What?
Yeah.
What was I reading? My mind was just, my eyes were going, but I wasn't taking in the information. This was a vastly different experience. I was reading there. I mean, I was like scanning pages and going, boom, taking it in. Things that I...
Post-accident, though.
Post-accident, right? And I hadn't read the first Harry Potter book since I was in elementary school. Right. So there were scenes I didn't remember, and I was reading them for the first time, really reading them for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
And comprehending. And I went, what the heck is this?
Right.
Now, that's like booking it. That's not fun for me. Like, I now when I read a book, I have it's above average speed, but it's casual. I have a speed that's casual, and then I have a speed that's like, work speed.
If you have to read something for work, it's different than if you're reading something for pleasure.
My friend, this is actually hilarious to me. My friend's really into pigeons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
That's
carrier
cool.
pigeons?
Yes.
Not ravens,
Oh.
because I know people that are into ravens.
Oh, yeah.
But
I mean, that's
not
a thing.
pigeons.
Pigeons. Yeah.
Pigeons, okay.
Yeah, like carrier pigeon. Like they're into pigeons.
Okay, fair enough.
Does he send his mail by
And
pigeon?
no, they they have, I don't know, 8 of them. The last time I think that was 8, maybe 6.
8
anyway,
pigeons.
They love pigeons, and I was because I didn't know. I was like, a homing pigeon thing. How do they know?
Yeah.
Like, how do they know where to go? And my friend said, hey, I got a book. And they looked. They was like, read this paragraph. And they went like this. And for those listening, I am mimicking holding the book towards somebody. Anyway.
That's why we got to get
holding
video,
my arm
Ryan.
out.
Right.
That's the assisted text to speech. They held it out to me, and I went, oh, it's the magnetic field of the Earth? Like, they went, whoa. Did you just read that whole paragraph? And I went, yeah. They went, oh. That was just like a second, right? Like, and
That was it?
yeah. And that was my information seeking,
Yeah, right.
I have to like, boom, it's there.
Wow.
And it's just like, it's like
so quick.
my brain can process the information. If I have to read it out loud, it's gone, right?
Yeah.
I can't do that.
But if you can just glance in or take a couple seconds to see something,
Yeah. So
you soaked it up like that.
Yeah, so it's not like if you ask me, read it out loud. Well, I'm going to read at a normal speed then. I'm going to sound like an audiobook narrator, you know?
Yeah.
You can't
Chapter
go 2
1.
times.
Yeah. Yeah, can you go 2 times speed, please?
The American Hotel System.
Yeah.
Part 1.
Prologue.
Jacob was born.
Yeah, that's what it sounds, like if I read out loud, it's like that. But in my mind,
That's
You
amazing.
got it.
yeah, it's a lot faster.
That's
so,
wild. That's wild.
How do we start
stuff.
talking about? So
I don't know.
this
but
is
that's-
I
it's
got
still
it. I got it.
fascinating.
We're going. CT in the band. He loves to get me ranting on like a side tangent.
On purpose.
Yes, because he always wants to see how long he can keep it going before I wrap it back to what we were talking about before.
But you always loop it back.
I always loop it back.
It's interesting because when we had Joe from Flylight Gemini in here. He
Yep.
went off on tangents, but I don't think he ever wrapped it back.
No.
And he was completely off.
I love
It was a
Flylight
lot
Gemini.
of tangents
Yeah.
that ended up didn't relate to anything.
Those are
which was
fun, though,
cool.
man.
They were fun.
are
They were fun.
Yeah.
They were fun. We said we could have just a podcast about just
Tangents,
Joe's
man.
tangents.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Flylight Gemini, man. They're great.
Yeah.
We've
What
been
are
on a
these-
few bills with
what are
them.
these- Yeah, there we go.
Hey, there's the
corner
vinyl.
one. There it is. The corner over there.
Yeah, so I was reading a lot, and I went, okay, well now it's time. I just need to read more.
Yeah.
And so I was reading and reading and reading, and then I started writing, because reading's inspiring.
Sure, it is.
For me,
Yeah,
it's
right, right.
inspiring. And that's when I started writing a lot of songs. Was in that time of recovering. All that to say, I'm grateful for the brain injury, because whilst it did change my life, it changed it for the better. I don't think I'd be a songwriter.
Yeah, right.
If that had not happened, I was a musician before, obviously, but that was the little. That was not little, but that was the thing that I think shifted my being, into a new space.
And this was all before you had. This is still in college. This is before the band first played. All this stuff, right?
Freshman year.
Yeah. Oh, really?
My freshman year, yeah. So I started going to therapy over the summer, like rehab
Yeah.
therapy over the summer, into the fall semester. In fact, I had to miss my first sophomore class because I had speech therapy.
Okay.
Which they totally made, like they gave me an exemption, and they were like, do not worry about that. Like, you're fine. We understand. They were so supportive of me.
Yeah.
So I was doing rehab all throughout my sophomore year of college. And yes, I was very busy, but another recurring theme in my life is spreading myself too thin.
That's okay. Oh, yeah,
and learning how to slow down.
Fair enough.
And that's where I've been at for the last about 3-4 years.
Okay.
And that was also brought on by the pandemic, really.
Well, it forced you to slow down.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It was a forced rest.
Maybe that was a good thing.
Yes.
Maybe, I don't know. You
It
can tell
was.
us.
It was a good thing.
Okay.
The rest was a good thing.
Yeah.
I had a mental breakdown 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Hey, we're wrapping it into the song now. I had a mental breakdown 2 years ago
Okay.
after, just years of being addicted to being busy.
Yeah.
And consuming myself with busyness.
That makes perfect sense.
And my wife was like, yeah, so you need a break. Like, you need to go easy on yourself and stop.
And what's that mean?
Yeah. So
What does that mean for you?
not feeling like a failure at the end of the day if I didn't do all of my checklist.
Yeah.
And so I started going to therapy.
Okay.
Highly recommended. If you're listening and you've never been to therapy, go to therapy. It's great.
Yes.
We all have minds just like we all have bodies. Mm-hmm. We all have doctors. Well, you should have a doctor.
Yeah. Fair enough.
If you have health insurance.
Good.
But when your body is broken,
Yeah.
you need to go to the doctor. When your mind is having a hard time, you need someone who can help you with that. And I mean, it's been a beautiful thing, and I'm all about removing the stigma from any kind of mental health, anything, because it's made me a better person, and it's helped me learn how to be healthier. And why not?
Buddy, there's no stigma around this house.
No, man.
No,
Yeah.
no, not at all.
That's awesome.
You do what you got to do.
It is.
all good.
It's. I think we're not even close, but it's getting better, but the resources out there, it's tough, right?
Oh yeah, it's expensive.
It's expensive.
It's prohibitively expensive,
and and there's not even enough for everybody to go around.
No, no. I mean, there's apps, that is. I mean, they're more affordable than traditional therapy, but they're still very expensive.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm fortunate enough to be able to have a therapist, but I mean, it's hard to find the resource, especially if you don't. I mean, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, come on, that's tough.
Right, yeah, exactly,
for sure.
Which is a vast majority of people,
Oh, yeah.
So it's and the stigma being around it doesn't make it any easier. So I think destigmatizing it is one of the first steps in making it more accessible, So I had this mental breakdown and, wouldn't recommend that. But.
Fair enough.
It wasn't as good as the brain injury.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's.
Wouldn't recommend it, but the songs that are on this new record that comes out later this year were kind of born out of that. Which, if we want to get philosophical, transcendentals being truth, goodness, beauty, the intersection of those three things.
Ooh.
I was really captivated by that idea.
I didn't understand. I've never understood
Say that again.
Like
truth,
that.
beauty, and
truth, goodness, and beauty.
Truth, goodness, and beauty.
Yep. So think of it like a Venn diagram.
Yeah, for sure.
The intersection of those three things, the idea of the transcendentals, is that those three concepts, truth, goodness, beauty, that there is nothing higher than those three things. That's like the top aspirational everything. I was enamored with that idea. My senior year of college, my philosophy professor was super into that, and I was like, yes, this was like what I was longing for.
But can I just pause you right there?
Yeah.
Also, being religious,
yeah.
How does that play into it? Because I feel like I have been brought up religious. I'm a religious person.
Yeah.
There is I feel like it's two things come together, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, right.
Truth, religious, and beauty.
Yeah.
Doesn't jive with the religious piece of what we've also been, brought up to believe. I feel like, and I'm vomiting out of my mouth right now. I have no. I'm not saying that's true, yes or no, but what like how would
for me?
Yeah.
As a person of faith, for me, truth, goodness, beauty. If you have any kind of faith, those things come from God.
So we can think of them as it doesn't matter whether you have a religion in it or not.
Yeah.
It does not matter.
Yeah.
And I'm like just repeating those things in my head. Like, that does
so
make sense.
If you're for the Christians out there, if you're a Christian specifically, Francis Schaeffer has a book called Art and the Bible, and great read if you're a Christian, because something that actually his son wrote a book called Addicted to Mediocrity, the Western Church and Art.
That sounds interesting to me.
Yikes! Right?
Yeah. Is it scary?
Because
is it?
I don't know if this is a hot take. A lot of Christian art isn't very good.
Yeah. No, I can totally agree with that.
Like,
I think a lot of us can agree with that. I think that's.
I think there's some that are really well done. There's some movies are a great example. There's a lot of faith-based movies that I think are well-intentioned, that are done as well as they can be done.
But they're absolutely terrible.
There's very few that are fantastic. Yes.
They suck.
Production value's normally not
terrible.
there.
Just garbage.
I've not seen The Chosen. I don't know a lot about it. I know that isn't the director Jerry Jenkins the guy who wrote Left Behind? I think it's his son. Or I could be wrong. Don't quote me. Anyway, I don't know anything about it, but I know everybody who's watched it. Has said to me, they say it is so well done.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. Yes.
Right? That's what it should be.
If you're a person of faith, shouldn't Christian art be the best art? There's something to be said about that.
Should be.
It's not most of the time.
No, it's typically garbage.
Well, but isn't art all about your perspective?
That's right.
So it doesn't.
So why do
so,
Christians
so
have a
somebody
really
might,
shitty take on art?
Well, that's
why
your,
is it?
but that's your perspective.
Why is it?
Right. See,
No.
somebody
It's
might
not my
think
it's everyone's
no
perspective.
No, there's somebody out there that thinks it's the most beautiful, right?
Let me dial it. I have a.
Thank you for
Here we go.
helping us out because we're fighting.
How about this?
I love to like be the bang against this, but Jeff is absolutely correct though.
It is the perspective.
It is.
Right.
I'm being the
something's
a-hole guy.
If somebody's
on
buying
the
something,
yes,
if something's buying something, let's just say for thousands of dollars, and I look at it and I'm like, that's garbage. I don't care if it's Christian or not. It's my perspective is that's not a very good art.
Yeah.
But somebody is obviously they're selling that art.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I think somebody who
point.
this is low hanging fruit. Okay, and I am not. This is a disclaimer. Anybody listening, this is not political. Okay, Thomas Kincaid.
Yes.
Arguably, I'm not even sure. Arguably, I think empirically one of the best selling, most profitable artists ever.
Yep.
Facts.
I could not argue against that.
He's in every house.
Yep.
I mean, like,
right.
I forget what the stat is, the amount of households in America that have a piece of Thomas Kincaid art.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Over the top.
He's often labeled as kitsch, right? So it's like lowbrow, easy to understand, whatever, kind of, soccer mom, whatever. That he's labeled that.
Lame.
But I see an argument to go, maybe we should aspire to more than just lowest common denominator, what sells commercially, right? As a creative person.
Yeah.
Myself, I don't want to fall into stagnation and go, well, what's going to be a commercial success, right? I want to do something that's
not what you're thinking about.
No, that's not what I'm thinking about. I do understand why, though. I get that, right, business-wise. But on the other hand, I go, well, so what? You know what? My wife's grandparents have a huge Thomas Kincaid painting in their house, and it works.
Right.
It's cool.
And they love it.
Looks
And it
good.
brings them joy.
And
it
it's
sparks
fine.
joy, right?
Right.
Like, and isn't that what art's about?
Mm-hmm.
So I envy people who can look at a low budget movie. Great example, actually.
Yeah, jump back in the movies.
So when we were we were on the road a few weeks ago, and we stopped at a hotel for the night, and we wanted to just have some band bonding time. So we watched a movie that Jake, our bass player, recommended. And he was like, this movie's so good. Oh, it's a thriller. It's so good. It's based on Jonestown.
Oh, yeah.
It's based on the Jonestown Massacre and the Jonestown cult and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What was the movie?
It's called
The Freedom Fighters movie? The Freedom
Sacrament. The Sacrament.
I've
Okay.
never heard of
Yes,
that
I think I've heard of that.
Okay, so it's, micro budget. Micro budget. And it's framed around being like a Vice documentary. So it's, handheld camera. And there's some parts of that movie.
It worked.
I went, this looks like a Vice documentary. Like, they did a great job. And also the guy who plays the cult leader, that man needs to actually act in real movies.
They're going
good
to
to
say
hear.
he needs to be a cult leader.
He was so charismatic.
Yeah.
Like, his acting made the film for me. His acting made what was an hour and 20-minute slog worth it.
Yeah.
Both Jakes loved this guy.
So I love this guy. I did not really love this film because I really love film, right? To the point where I get pretentious, right?
And you were like, this sucks.
I like production value.
Yeah. It was
Matters to me a lot.
It was terrible.
So I was like, oh,
Talk
man,
shit about
like,
it. It's okay, Jake.
They're
You can
like,
talk.
I was like, what the heck was that? Like the acting, there was a line that was said that I was like, oh, ugh. And there was something else that like overdubbed the dialogue, but like clearly it was overdubbed, like the mouth wasn't even moving. Like, and so there's this tension, I think, if you're a creative person who works in like high production value environments, being a multimedia producer as my full-time job, like a corporate kind of multimedia job that I work, I have to like make sure things are
stuff.
like, the audio has to be perfect, the visuals have to be perfect. Like, so I'm so used to that it's really, I feel limited my ability to appreciate something at surface value, at face value.
Fair enough.
So you're not having fun.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And I think it's easy to do that when you're a musician, semi-professionally, even, you know, when you're playing seriously, when you're writing, you know, it's easy to stand, but the easy thing to do is to stand back and be at the merch table or whatever and be like, you know, what's that guy playing, you know?
Right.
It's really easy to be a critic
Yeah.
and to be cynical. It's so much harder to go, you know what? What is this? What can I appreciate about this thing, even if it's not for me? How do I listen objectively in a way that I can take something from it? I forget what songwriter it is. Oh, man. Oh, John Mayer. John Mayer, one of my favorites. He talks about how he looks at the top 10 every week.
Really?
He looks at what the top 10 hits are, and he listens to them, and he thinks to himself, okay, not do I like this? Is this good for me? But why do millions of people resonate with this?
Yeah.
Fair. That's a way better point to.
Oh, yeah. Because you go, oh, well, wait a minute. That disarms the critic that goes, oh, well, art's just whatever. It's all going down the tubes. And you go, wait, well, this is resonating with people somehow, right?
Right.
Taylor Swift, you know, regardless of how you feel about her as an artist, like, oh my gosh.
She's doing something.
Selling out every single date she has instantly.
Right.
Hundreds of thousands of people, tens of thousands outside.
Yes.
On the sidewalk.
Crazy.
Just to listen to it.
Just to hear through the stadium.
Insanity.
Yeah, it is
To
crazy.
be able to foster that kind of community is insanely inspiring.
Yeah.
And you go, okay. But she's also, I mean, from my personal perspective, a prolific songwriter. I don't listen to her as a fan, but wow, mad respect. Like, that is inspiring to me.
For sure.
Just to constantly, and to also like stay on top.
Yeah.
Insane.
Right.
She's something to behold. for
Arguably one of the greatest of all time.
sure. Yes, I could jive with that.
You know, those songwriters that just they write and they resonate with people, and that's one thing. You can write a lot of songs. It's another thing to write a song and resonate with somebody, to go, hey, this is a life experience I had. But then for millions of people to go, oh my gosh, I feel the same way.
Yeah. Right.
Wow, that's special, right?
And you know, there's a lot of the naysayers like, well, I don't like that. I
Yeah.
don't like the music. A lot of people like this, but you're right. Like something's catching. Whether it's the sound, whether it's the lyrics, whether it's something.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that John Mayer looks at the top 10 because that's ever evolving.
Every week, yeah.
So something new.
Most of the time, right, yeah.
Right. It's very nowadays. I feel like there's not that consistent. You're going to hear back in the 50s, 60s. You're going to hear the Beatles and
Yeah.
Rolling Stones are always going to be maybe not always
Top
but
of the pops, right?
and then you have the Motown in there and all
Yeah.
that stuff. But yeah, it's interesting. You don't have consistency as much now, but you have a lot of variety.
Yeah. And you go, okay, well, this is a vastly different spread every week, but millions are still resonating with it. I think, love it or hate it, TikTok is obviously something that is impacted culture.
Yeah.
Especially music. And, you know, being a musician who isn't really active on TikTok, I go, well, I always go, man, what am I missing out on? Am I on TikTok? Yeah, I am. And when I see these songs that go viral, I go, wow, how it is a testament to me continually. It's a testament to me of the power of music and the power of art and how that's such a beautiful thing that I think culturally we take for granted.
Oh, we definitely do.
Right?
It just goes to how do we pay the artist and how.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just the fact that, and that's changed so much in the last couple of decades, where it's different. And you'll be able to speak to that more. But like the fact that I know there's some bands we've talked to, like they target where they go to tour because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You don't make money. It's a lot of expense, not a lot of money. How do you get your in Spotify and Apple Music? You don't make as much money as you would if you had, you're just
That's
selling
a whole
records.
Game. I mean, that's a whole. So like, I mean, the marketing side of things. I mean, there's whole companies that just exist for that. So being an indie musician today, well, okay, I'm a songwriter. I write the songs, I sing, and I play guitar. But you have to be more than that, to a certain degree.
To make it to a caliber that you would love to be at.
Right.
It's okay if you want to just be like cool,
absolutely.
chill, and like in your hometown and not do much more.
That stuff's important too.
Yeah,
like local artists.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Number one, everybody was local once.
Yes, for sure. I mean, it's easy to be local. You just voice your opinion and record something, and you're local.
Exactly.
But if you want to get beyond that,
you have to. It's a sea of millions of voices. You're a drop in the ocean is what it feels like. But I think, and this is something that rings true for us as a band. I am fully aware that we have been so fortunate to have experiences that a lot of bands haven't had that are our size. Haven't had. It's a unrealistic thing to go. Yeah, we opened for Bon Jovi.
Yeah,
to have 20,000 people repeating your lyrics back to you when you teach it to them. I mean, that's indescribable.
That's
cool. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's wild.
That's
right?
Badass.
But those moments, those highs, are insanely high. But that's not normal.
Yeah,
that's not normal, right? Like, and if I did it, like a few years ago, so during 2020, it's just funny. This reminds me. I don't think I wrapped up that story from earlier, so I'll come back to that. But when we were writing these songs, the Zoom sessions we had turned into writing sessions. That was my whole point.
Yeah.
We wrote a whole EP together. And I wrote a song called The Poison, and it was about bitterness, and because I was feeling really bitter, reading, doom scrolling every day, going, what's the new flavor of the day to be outraged about?
Yeah.
And all the pain and suffering, just daily, right? Like, seeing piles of bodies being burned, in India when they got hit really hard, and like just all the things, right? And being so angry and bitter at the division. And we had a professor in college that said, bitterness is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to die. Whoa.
Yeah, that's good. I like it.
Bitterness is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to die.
Yep. That's cool.
And I went, oh.
Makes so much sense, right?
That popped in my head. I was reminded of him saying that, like 7 years prior. And I closed my phone and I wrote a song called The Poison. It was like a lullaby to myself. And I was excited to show the band. And then that inner critic went, why? Pandemic's going on. The band's probably not going to make it anyway. So why try? Why? Why even do it?
Ooh.
What's the point?
Oof.
I mean, so Book of Ecclesiastes, right? For the Bible reading folk out there. Nothing is new under the sun. Everything is meaningless. Kings will come and go, and all will be forgotten and meaningless, right?
Okay.
Like you think about that, and I go, meaningless. But wait. If I do this for those high moments of just insane glory and wins, and you go, yes, this is the mountaintop, right? I think if you do it for that, it'll be empty. If you do it for that, it will be meaningless. And it's futile, right? If you just do it for that. And so for us as a band, our guiding principle has just been, you know what? Let's do it for those conversations we have after shows where people come up and go, hey, I needed to hear that song.
I resonated. I felt it.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you more because I heard something that you said that spoke to me. Yeah.
And that, I think even the smallest bands who write stuff, if you write a song and you play it for somebody, I am a firm believer that somebody in that room needed to hear it.
Sure.
There's a great book called How Your Story Sets You Free. It's by the Million Persons Project, the people who do that. Very short read, like 100 pages.
You were done in like 10 minutes.
It was actually, I was approaching the 1,000th book I had read since I started tracking my reading.
What?
A few years ago. I'm like...
I have to track my kids reading books, like in school, elementary school. And it's like 6 or 7.
I have OCD. So that might explain why I track. So
That's
I'm very like, I have an app, I have a goal.
Oh yeah.
It's if
cool.
I fall behind, I'm like, oh no, I have to catch up.
It's cool and interesting.
Mm-hmm. So of course, me being a type A person, I would take something for leisure like reading and turn it into a challenge.
Yeah.
I was approaching my 1,000th book in my tracking.
Damn.
And I was like, this has to be like
the last one.
The last one. It has to be an important book. Like this is a monumental moment, right?
He's thinking it's important, and I'm thinking it's the last book he's ever going to read.
Yeah. No, well, the average American,
1,000 books. Are you kidding me, man?
Right.
That's a freaking ton.
So the average American reads less than 200. My friend Rob ran a comic book shop. He had a nonprofit that was about children's literacy. It promoted children's literacy. And he was like, comic books are literature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So read comic books. Like
I do not. Like, I read a comic book. That's not reading. To me, that's not reading.
Oh, it's totally reading.
So that's a thing, right? Like comic books, I'll read all day long.
Audiobooks, that's reading.
I don't consider that reading at all.
I wouldn't consider that reading.
Actually, if you listen to an audiobook, you are experiencing reading historically how most of humanity has experienced stories.
By hearing a story.
Orally,
yeah.
Yep.
Someone telling them the story.
It wasn't until the last few hundred years that literacy was commonplace, right?
That's a good point. That's good. That's a great point.
You're consuming information just a different way.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
Audiobooks count.
Yeah.
So that's a tangent.
Man, yeah.
So I wanted that book to be important. So I found this book called How Your Story Sets You Free, and it was about how every person on this earth has a story, and every person's story needs to be heard by at least one person in this world. Ooh. That your story is meant to inspire. From an audience of 1 to an audience of 1 million, right?
Okay.
Doesn't matter. You need to tell your story because it's important. It really, really hit me because you have Taylor Swift, who's writing songs that hundreds of millions of people have resonated with. And I have friends who have played an original song that they've never played again after one show, and somebody in that crowd was impacted by it, and they needed to hear it. That's why we do it. Oh. 'Cause this is our time to grow. So give us a chance. Fire and shine around. To love and now we breathe. Once you break the ground, when we fall down, calling out to be free. Come on, shake the clouds and let it rain down. This love is a storm wind.
If you like this episode, check out all of our episodes on your favorite streaming platform, or even our website, themittenmusic.com. Or if you want short clips of our episodes, check out our socials. We got Facebook, we have Instagram, we got TikTok, and YouTube. We're all over the social media game. Make sure to check out some live Michigan music or listening on your favorite streaming platform.